Larry Brown from LarryBrownSports.com here to talk with you about why the NFL suddenly decided to invite Colin Kaepernick for a workout last week. We're going to talk about it next. So the NFL suddenly reaches out to Colin Kaepernick's camp, supposedly after months of the two sides not talking, and they offered him a chance to work out on Saturday at the Atlanta Falcons facility in front of several NFL teams. And 25 teams were set to show up. Kaepernick did not go through with the workout. Instead, he went to a high school nearby, an hour away, and about 6 to 8 teams showed up. So why did the NFL, after not talking with Kaepernick for so long, finally decide, hey, let's offer this guy a shot? Well, I've seen plenty of theories out there for why, and I'm going to go through each one and explain to you why I think they were or were not legitimate, and then I'm going to tell you how it all adds up as to exactly why this happened suddenly last week. It's no coincidence. I'm going to tell you why. So, a couple of the theories. Theory number one says that the NFL was just giving Kaepernick a shot out of the goodness of their heart. And we're supposed to believe that that actually happened, that they would just, after 3 years, give a guy who just sued them for collusion, they would suddenly decide, hey, let's help this guy out. I don't think anybody would actually buy that explanation. The next explanation, the next theory is that, well, Jay-Z had it on his conscience, or he just really wanted to help out Colin Kaepernick and push for this workout. Well, okay, maybe that sounds like it could make some sense. Jay-Z partnered with the NFL and has been a huge Colin Kaepernick supporter, wore his jersey on SNL. But if that were really the case, and if the NFL were operating out of the goodness of its heart, why did it only give Kaepernick's camp 2 hours on Tuesday to decide whether or not they were going to accept? Why did they only give him 4 days to prepare for it? And why didn't they talk with Kaepernick's team in advance to set up many of the details? It was a very one-sided negotiation, and it didn't seem like it was done in a collaborative manner. And that's why I don't think their intentions were pure or that they were genuinely trying to help, like in the Jay-Z case. Or the other explanation could be that NFL teams supposedly had interest in working out Kaepernick, but maybe they feared backlash from fans had they worked him out on their own. So they expressed interest to the league, hey, look, we have interest in Kaepernick. Can you take this bullet for us? And so the league, by putting on this workout, would be taking a PR hit for these teams and providing cover for them. That was the other theory. But again, all three of those are based on the thinking that the NFL was really genuinely trying to help Kaepernick. And if they were, they wouldn't have given him 2 hours to decide, 4 days to prepare, and not really worked with his team on setting things up. So I just don't buy those theories. The fourth theory makes the most sense, and this is that the NFL feared a second collusion lawsuit from Kaepernick's side. And this makes a lot of sense. Now, originally when Kaepernick settled with the NFL in February of 2019, I and probably many others thought that meant, hey, they're all done. That's it. Kaepernick can't sue them for collusion again. But it seems like that's not the case. A couple of legal experts have hinted, plus people I've spoken with, sources seem to suggest as well that there is a possibility for a second collusion lawsuit, meaning that the settlement Kaepernick accepted in 2019 only covered the years that he missed from his playing career, 2017, 2018, up until February 2019, and that he could still file future lawsuits for anything that occurred beyond that. And so here's where it all comes into play. A lot of people missed it, but on October 10th, Kaepernick's team released a statement, a press release that they said was addressing false narratives surrounding Kaepernick. And I was wondering, why are they sending this out? It made no sense. He wasn't in the news. There were no media reports that were providing false narratives about Kaepernick. There was nothing new in this situation. Why were they sending this out? And the press release they sent out addressed a few things. Like it said, Kaepernick is still training, still wants to play, that the agent reached out to all 32 teams and did not hear back. And then it finally occurred. It all clicked. The NFL saw that press release and they viewed it as Kaepernick's camp laying groundwork for a second collusion lawsuit. It all made sense because think about it. Why did they send out that press release? They were alerting the world that all the same conditions that existed in 2017 and 2018 that kept Kaepernick out of the league were still present in 2019. So follow the timeline. October 10th, this press release comes out. The NFL, they see it. They recognize there's a threat for a second lawsuit. They start getting together, thinking, devising up a plan, and they start thinking about the plan. Then a report says that they handed the legal aspect of this to outside counsel, which means the NFL had some other law firm help writing up a legal waiver that they later gave to Kaepernick. And so if you follow the timeline, October 10th, they find out about this. Maybe they spend a week thinking about it, and then they start to devise this scheme. Then they say, all right, here's what we're going to do. Here's our plan. We're going to invite them to the workout. They start working out on this legal release, and then they call some reporters to give them a heads up a week before to let them know, hey, we're going to have a big news announcement for you on Tuesday. And then exactly 33 days after that press release went out from Kaepernick's team, the NFL responded with this news and gave the invite to the workout to Kaepernick. The timeline adds up. It all makes sense. This was done as a legal cover their butts maneuver by the NFL because they feared a second lawsuit from Kaepernick's team. And so as part of this workout, they gave Kaepernick's side a waiver to sign to participate. And the waiver talked about that this workout would not guarantee future employment, but the key was that it was a release of liability. So if Kaepernick signed it, he was releasing the NFL from liability for claims related directly, and this is key, or indirectly related to the workout. And that's the key, directly or indirectly. So the NFL put together some very broad legal language to cover their butts if they had Kaepernick there. So I don't want to say that the workout was just a Trojan horse to get Kaepernick to show up for the workout to sign this legal document. But I do believe that this was a legal strategy by the NFL. And I feel that Kaepernick's reasons for not attending, which were media transparency and the legal waivers, I do believe that when you look at everything, and I have further analysis at LarryBrownSports.com about this, that Kaepernick's camp gave a lot of hints and suggestions that they really weren't interested in going through with the workout anyway. But the legal waiver, if Kaepernick had signed it, he would have been signing away a good shot at suing the league in the future. It doesn't mean he couldn't have filed a second suit, but he would have been releasing them from liability, and he would have made it more difficult on himself to recoup in court if he sued them again. So that's why it happened. That's the timeline. And that's why I believe the league reached out last week. It followed the legal threat put out by Kaepernick's team in October. Let me know what you think about this video. Thank you very much for watching. And I have even further analysis on LarryBrownSports.com. Make sure you check it out. We're going to link to it as part of this video as well. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, leave comments if you have them. Thank you.